Let's celebrate another local athlete this morning and someone who's finding some success. And it was great to have him back in town this week hosting a football camp. He is Baltimore's own, the pride of Mount St. Joe, now Chargers linebacker Marlowe Wax, and he is with us this morning here on GCR. Marlowe, it's Glenn and Keith Mills here in Baltimore. It's great to see you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. How y'all
Absolutely.
doing?
Dude, we are great, man, and we're so happy for you. What was that feeling like this weekend, being able to be back home, to be able to give back to kids that were you, right? Like
hmm
that's where you were, to be able to show them, hey, you can do this. Like, I am living proof that you can do this. How special a feeling was that for you?
That's really exactly what it was all about. I mean, it was everything. It meant the world to me just to have all those kids out there, see the smiles on their faces, and really just like you just said, just me letting them know that I was a kid just like them, and that me just showing that it's possible for a guy making it out of where they made it out of to be able to be in the NFL. It meant everything.
That's awesome, man. You
hmm
you beat the odds in a lot of ways, right? Like, you were never maybe the guy that had the most hype
hmm
surrounding you, undrafted obviously. Like, what I know some of it is your God-given ability, but what has allowed you to do this? To come from where you came from and reach the NFL, stick it out when a lot of guys wouldn't want to do it. What is it about you, maybe your community, that has allowed you to be in this position?
I mean, exactly what you just said. I think the community is definitely something. Just always just having a chip on my shoulder, just always trying to grind for something better is definitely played a big part. But also, like you said, like I never been a guy that was always in the spotlight, even coming up in high school or anything like that. I always was like a 3-star recruit and had too many offers. So just going through that adversity has been something I've been going through my whole life, really. So anything just the undrafted, me not being a starter on day one, so it's not new to me. So me being able to knock down those barriers to any organization I go into from the jump. It's easy for me.
Was Marla was Mount? This is Keith Mills. Was Mount St. Joe your number one? You know, your was that etched in stone? Did you get a lot of offers from some other private schools like Calvert Hall
Yeah,
or Spalding or whatever?
yeah. So I played in inner city youth football league. So private school didn't come until like the very last second. And nobody in my family ever went to any private school, so I didn't know anything about it really. So Mount St. Joe did come in the last second, but I had a coach named Coach Savage who showed a lot of love to me and everything, and that's why Mount St. Joe was my number one. Yep.
Was Donald Davis the coach when you were there? I think he might have got there after you, huh?
Donald Davis was at Calvert Hall, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
right.
used to play against Donald Davis when I was at Mount St. Joe.
Yeah.
hmm
Marlo, that it's so funny because the way you're describing it, and Keith, of course, has covered literally every Baltimore athlete that's ever existed, right?
I'm
Not
old. I'm
not
old,
not
Marla. I'm
calling him
old.
old, but it's a similar refrain, and we talk about it a lot in basketball, right? Like the chip on the shoulder. Like Baltimore
hmm
basketball players, typically undersized, kind of throwing their weight around, like have
Right,
to prove it. But that chip on the shoulder that you talk about, it feels like a very common refrain from a lot of Baltimore athletes that, like, this is just the way it is for us. We
for sure,
know we have to work harder
for
than
sure,
everybody else does because we don't naturally get that type of respect. We
for
are
sure.
often overlooked. How much have you felt that, and how much have you carried that with you into the NFL?
Oh, for sure. I think about it every single day, and I had those conversations with guys from all over the world in the locker room and things like that, and just talking about it, and then just me really letting them know how different it is coming up in Baltimore. How like certain coaches might not they're not coming to Baltimore to recruit certain guys, or just you might not get same amount of looks or everything, or it's just looked down upon when it's talked about football or just other sports really. So I feel like we all know that it is a certain chip on our shoulder, and when we step into those different locker rooms and things like that, that we got to go even harder to put on for our city.
I mean, it's a powerful testament. It's something that I
hmm
think every kid around here needs to hear, man. Like
For sure.
it's sort of like John Harbaugh used to say, right? Like, nobody cares, work harder, right?
Nah,
Like,
facts, facts.
you know a thing or two about the Harbaugh family,
Yeah, yeah, you do.
obviously.
Hey, how many times have you heard, hey, nobody's got it better than us?
Nah, every day, that's their saying. That's his saying.
Marlowe Wax is with us here on GCR. Marlowe, you show up with the Chargers, right? And again,
hmm
knowing that nothing is promised to you. What was your experience like? Like Jim Harbaugh is sort of a caricature to a lot of people, but everybody that plays for him raves about Jim Harbaugh as a coach. What was that experience like for you? And like, how were you able to carve out a role? Is it just the willingness to say, yeah, man, sign me up. I'll go be the greatest special teams player there ever
Uh,
was, right? Like,
Facts.
how were you able to carve out a role as an undrafted free agent in your rookie season?
Yeah, so first it really did just start out as filling out like the locker room and the organization, Coach Harbaugh, what he wants in a player, what he needs in a player. And first started as somebody that's just gonna show up every day, work hard, who's gonna be coachable and everything. So I made sure that I was knocking those things off. And then when it came to competition wise and everything like that, I made sure I was going to find ways of, like, where players might not been thinking about, but I knew the coaches were going to love. So I was making sure I was meeting with special teams coach every day. I made sure that special teams was like a leading factor for me, and that the coaches knew that like I love special teams. I really cared for it. So and I made sure I was going hard in that. So once they seen that I love special teams, and I was going to go hard for it, and that I was producing with it and camp and everything, that was gonna be a way I was gonna carve out a role, and that's how I was running about. Once I got my role, I was gonna make sure I maximized everything I could do in that role.
What did it mean to you to play in every like that part to me is maybe the craziest part about all this, right? Like there are guys
Hmm.
that get drafted in the mid rounds that are gonna have they're gonna be down on game days. Like that's the way it's gonna work. You weren't down
Hmm.
on game days. Like
Yeah.
you were playing. What did that mean to you that they felt so strongly about you that not only did you make the team, but you were playing? Like they clearly you were a big part of this.
Yeah, it definitely like now like after the season, I look back on it and say that like that's actually like really crazy that I really was suiting up every single game, and that there are it's second round picks, it's third round picks, it's undrafted guys that also that might not play 9 games, but me being able to suit up every game, it's just a blessing from God. I just thank God, and just I gotta make sure that I don't get comfortable and gotta keep on going. That it's the same thing coming for the next coming years.
I appreciate that. Nothing's
Hmm.
promised, man. Nothing's
And
promised.
not at
Obviously,
all.
in your hometown now, Jesse Minter is the head coach of the Ravens. What can you
Hmm.
tell us about give us give us the inside scoop? No, I'm just
All
kidding.
right.
You had obviously a chance to spend a lot of time with Jesse, hear his
Yeah.
philosophy. What's your message to the Baltimore to the Ravens fans about their new head coach?
I think he's gonna be everything that the city is looking for. I mean, like he's a guru, he's a genius. He's gonna make sure the defense is flying around, but also he's gonna be that coach that the offensive players can come to and talk to and just have fun with and have a conversation with. So they're gonna feel comfortable when they're stepping on the field. They're gonna feel as though that their coach really has their back in any situation. They're gonna really try to play for him because it's gonna be a family oriented organization now, and I just know he's gonna have those guys fired up coming every Sunday.
It's interesting hearing you talk because I've talked to a lot of guys that played for Coach Minter, and they talk about how like he fits the modern coach,
Hmm.
and a lot of
Definitely.
Mike McDonald obviously just won the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Like a lot of people describe the same thing, which is he's not the old school in your face scream for the sake of screaming type. Can you tell me a little bit about what your experience was with just him as a coach and maybe meeting you where you were meeting guys where they are?
Yeah, definitely. I would say just like you said about the modern day coaches, Mentor, he fits exactly that. Like, he's a genius. He's going to be the one calling the plays. He's going to be the one controlling everything, and then make sure that like the X's and O's are just exactly what they need to be, and that the players are going to be thinking exactly how he's thinking when they're on the field, so they're going to be able to fly around. So I think just like the leaders on the team, they're going to be meeting with Mentor and everything to get the guys from the top of the depth chart to bottom depth chart, so everybody's sees the game the exact same way. And I think that's going to be great.
We like the sounds of that. That does sound really good to us. That
Hmm.
seems like it would fit.
But take us back to the camp last week, Marlo. And what were some of the questions that the kids asked you? What were you hearing from them in regards to your journey and how you got to where you are?
So it really was just I think the kids they just wanted to hear me talk and hear my opinion on certain things. So after the camp, a few kids came to me. They was just asking just a simple question like, what's some advice you got? What's how what's like for a linebacker? What's some advice you got on my steps or things like that? They just wanted me just to talk and just hear whatever I had to say about anything it was. It wasn't really too much of one question. It was just they wanted my opinion
Yeah.
on certain things, and I really appreciated that. Me being able to give back like that, it meant a lot as well.
Did you see any of young yous in that group? You know, guys that you said, hey man, I can relate to this kid, or we came from the same
For
background,
sure,
and who
for
maybe
sure.
influenced you when you were coming up?
For sure, I seen a whole lot of kids out there that I felt as though that like dang, that was just me. It was a linebacker there. He's a freshman going into Mount St. Joe. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I was like, that's tough. That he's coming to my camp, and also just the younger kids who were just out there just running around, just trying to have fun. I was like, dang, like they just love the game, and I was like, they used to be me, just a whole lot of energy and everything, just running around like crazy. But growing up, when we were talking about camps and everything like that, who inspired me? I would say Terrence West. I
Oh
remember
no,
going
Wow.
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
TW, yeah, well
I remember
done.
going. I remember going to his camps when I was younger because my brother grew up with him, and I used to always look up to him to Terrence West because that was one of the guys who was really from Baltimore City to make it out and play in the NFL.
I
That was
mean,
somebody
when
I
he
looked
was
up to.
he was a video game in
Yeah,
college
he was a
too.
Yeah,
monster at
Like he
Towson,
was
man. Whew.
unbelievable, and obviously got to play briefly with the Ravens as well
yeah.
during his pro career, which is really cool. That I feel like is the last step that we need to like complete the story. And I get it, you're doing well, you're happy in LA. I understand. Like we're not trying to, but at some point we're gonna have to work this out that you end up wearing
Oh, I
purple.
got to
Like,
come
at
back.
some point.
No
It's got to
question.
work out. Like there've been a handful of guys that have gotten to do it over the year. Laquan Williams, obviously. and-
Cyrus Jones,
yeah,
a couple
Cyrus
years ago.
Jones briefly.
Cyrus, yeah.
Dominique Foxworth got to
Dominique.
be a Raven for a bit. We're gonna have at some point. We don't have to rush. We don't have to rush. But now, like your guys here, at some point you're gonna have to put on the purple before this is all said. and
A
done.
lot of pressure.
We gonna see. We
Yeah, I
gonna
know
see.
how that works.
Hey, but in the meantime, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
And
sir.
one
Yes,
last thing
sir.
for me, man, I'm very familiar with St. Joe. I grew up in South Baltimore, but my whole block, I went to public school, but my whole block went to Mount St. Joe, and they played baseball, football, basketball. But there is a tradition of giving back in that school. Vinny Smith, who the name, I don't know if you crossed paths with him. He was a wrestler. The Smith Center is named after him. And he is incredibly philanthropic. Mark Teixeira, I'm sure you heard about Mark Teixeira, Gavin Floyd,
Yeah.
baseball players give back. You are now the Fuller brothers. One of the
Yeah.
Fuller brothers went to St. Joe, gives back. You are too. Is that something? Has that baton been passed down as well?
For sure.
Is that part of what you do?
Definitely, I definitely would say that's just coming up in Mount St. Joe and just like you said, the Smith Center and everything, and players coming back. I feel like that's like a tradition. That's what they're all about, giving back. In Mount St. Joe for the school part, we're always giving back to the community surrounding the school and everything. But I definitely say the baton's definitely passed, and that's something I've always wanted to do is giving back. That's a big part of me.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Well
Mhm.
done.
Marlo, where can folks be giving you a follow on social media? Twitter, Instagram, anywhere like that?
Yeah. Instagram and Twitter. This is my name, Marlowe Wax. Just how you spell it, MARLOWE, then Wax, WAX.
Hey man, it is awesome that we get to celebrate you. Like it is,
Yes.
it is so cool.
That is no doubt.
It
I appreciate
Absolutely,
that.
It means
Thank
a
you.
lot to see your success, and again that you're taking the time to now come back home, and keep that legacy going for the next group of kids to see that. And the unspoken part about this is there's a lot of kids in Baltimore that don't believe there's hope, right? Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of kids in Baltimore that think there's one way. So for you to
Right.
be that example for them, hey man, work hard, like work your ass off.
Yes, sir.
It's powerful.
Hey, did Pat Clatchy try to coerce you into playing basketball?
So like that's my guy, man. Clash. He still texts me to this day. But I played basketball my freshman year. It was just for fun. But after that, I was
Wait
done.
a second, hang on. But you would have
That's awesome.
Who would have been your teammates then at that point? Like,
My freshman year we played. So I came in with like Tyler Browsford, Assault
Okay.
Frawley. But my freshman year, we played just the freshman team. We had somebody named Cam Sapiano. He was our best player.
Was Ace
Cam Sapienza. I know Cam well.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
good.
that's Chuck Sapienza's
Chuck's
son.
son, yeah.
Was
Uh-huh.
was Ace Valentine after you or before you or during your time?
I think he was after me.
Okay, yeah, because he's at
Yeah.
UMBC or was at UMBC.
Little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
gotcha.
after me.
Hey, Marlo, congratulations.
Yeah, man, well done.
Seriously.
Great
May you continue to kill it for a long time in this league, and we really
Thank you.
appreciate taking a couple of minutes for us this morning.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
You
Good-
as
Thank you
well.
good
so
job.
much.
Marlowe Wax, Chargers linebacker and special teamer.
It's a good get right there, man. Well done.
I just think it's
Griffin,
an awesome
good job.
forever
Thanks, man.
when somebody like that. To me, this is the point of doing this, right? Like is
Flaunt the
telling-
locals,
We
man.
are
Flaunt the
We are
locals.
grateful for, and I am grateful that young man is prioritizing being back here and trying to help out another group of kids like that. It's awesome. It's an awesome story. Happy for him. Hope he continues to have a wild amount of success in his NFL career. And it is wild. Like I don't think people realize how rare that is for an undrafted free agent. Like, we always talk about Ravens players like that crack the 53-man roster. Like they always keep an undrafted.
Always, yeah.
To be undrafted and to play every game.
It's rare.
That does not happen, man. Like that, it just doesn't happen like that. To be up for every game, and I get it. Like it's more because of special teams, but even for
Doesn't matter.
that,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen like that. That is an incredible accomplishment from Marlowe Wax. So appreciate him taking the time for us this morning, and really thrilled for him.